Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call. If you'd take a minute to tie up the win at Cincinnati, please. Maybe a couple words about Trey's performance relative to the offense and what you expect as you get back in action at home Friday against Tulsa.
Well, coming off an open week, we had opportunity to really go back and focus on ourselves and look at 14 days since our last performance of when we felt like we gave some opportunities away down in Houston. But the same sense, had an opportunity, like I said, go back and focus on ourselves and go back to just some of the basic techniques and fundamentals that maybe you don't get to work on through the course of a season because you're always worrying about the next opponent. And was glad to see how our players, responded. That was our biggest challenge to these guys is how they were going to respond coming out of the open week and off of our last performance. I'm really proud of our guys. I thought they did a great job of finding a way. And the possessions were limited. It was a very strange game in that regard. We've been averaging about 16 possessions a game, and we were right at 11 possessions. And so the possessions on both sides were limited. But I felt like our guys responded well. Obviously, given Cincinnati credit, we knew we were going to get their absolute best. It was a homecoming crowd. It was a great atmosphere, and so we knew. We knew we were in for a very tough physical fight. This was a team that the 5 losses that they had coming into that game were against opponents that had a combined record of 27-3. So we knew we were going to have to play well, and we did. And so I was glad to see that. Obviously, offensively, I thought Ben Hicks played exceptionally well. I thought we ran the ball efficiently and strong. We were good on third down, and that was one of the biggest things. We had 2 fourth down opportunities, and that we chose to go for it and converted on those, and which led to scores, and so that was good to see. Obviously, the Trey Quinn and Cortland Sutton's performances were outstanding again. Trey continues to be a great complement to Cortland. It takes a lot of pressure off Cortland. You can't just double him. When you do, you leave Trey Quinn in some single coverage, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. And people are going to choose to double Trey, and which is going to open Cortland up. And I think we're doing a great job of getting our playmakers in space and creating the mismatches, and I think you see that. And obviously Trey Quinn, just being the player that he is, an outstanding player. Defensively, to hold them to 8 points in the second half. We created 2 turnovers in the second half. I thought was huge. Obviously, the last one was none bigger than that one. I thought we played really well in overtime defensively, and then right before half, the 2 sacks right before half that took them back and made their field goal attempt longer than what it was going to be was huge. We still missing too many tackles in space. We got to get better in that. I thought we played better on our back end. Rodney Clemens at safety played exceptionally well, and I thought special teams that we did some really good things. We attempted a 50-yard field goal, and Josh hit it well, but it just hit the left upright. But so again, there was a lot of really good positives come out of that, especially coming out of an open week to put us where we are right now, and knowing where we came from 34 months ago. It's just to see the progress in this program has been remarkable, and obviously our season's not over with. It's not going to be the first 5 games will be, or the first 7 games will be remembered by. It'll be the last 5, and so we've got another great opportunity this week in front of us here at Ford Stadium, an opportunity to defend Ford, which we've played well at this year, and we'll see how it goes. We'll just take it one day at a time.
We'll take questions for Coach Chad Morris, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll take our first question from Dan Tortora with WakeUpCallDT.com.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, Dan.
To go off of what you were saying there in the intro, and looking at where the team is at right now, you have 5 wins with 5 games to go, and last season had 5 wins total through 12. Just what you can say about, like you had mentioned, we're not where we were 34 months ago, to already have the 5 wins from last season and to be in control of your bowl destiny, as well as the West Division opportunity that you still have to clinch that. just what you can say about, what this season has become at this point and how your team can truly still do something very special this year.
Well, I think then you go back and you look at it in three phases. You look at it in a plant phase, a cultivate phase, and a harvest phase. And when you look at it in those three regards, I mean, it's so much about our culture. And where we are today is because of the decisions and the beliefs that were instilled 34 months ago when we were truly trying to just break the soil up and get it ready to plant the seeds. And you spend so long cultivating or planting the seeds and really getting the soil right, and then you start cultivating it, fertilizing it, and that's what we saw in year two. You saw some of it late in year one, but year two you really started seeing really cultivating it and adding to the culture and just instilling the values. And you saw some growth last year, but it just wasn't consistent. And then what you're seeing this year is just more of the consistent growth in the program. And it's a credit to these young men that have truly bought into what we're about and who we are, and just understanding that it's just truly is about one day at a time and just being 1-0 today. And you're in an opportunity right now. We've worked extremely hard, 1,050 some odd days since we've been here, to be in a harvest phase, and this week brings that to our program. And we talk each week about just being 1-0, and this is the Tulsa season. Last week was the Cincinnati season, and just be 1-0 in that season. Well, if you're 1-0 enough, great things are going to happen, and that's what's happened to us over the last 34 months. We've positioned ourselves to just be 1-0 this week, can achieve and put this program at another level, and that's all we're asking. We're not looking down the road. We're looking right here, right now, because we can achieve a lot of things at home. Friday night, 8 o'clock, a primetime game. National television, and there's been a lot of sacrifice of these players, these coaches, these families that have gone through to get to this point in our program. And as I've said before, we're not as good as we're going to be, but we're better than we've ever been. We got to continue to play more consistent in some areas, but it has been. It's been a series of just daily wins, and it started 1,057 days ago, I believe.
And then going off what you said about Quinn, Sutton was somebody that people were focusing in on before the season began. Now you have Quinn doing what he's done most recently, which opens up the game for you and opens up the opportunity. Just what you can say about how well your receiving corps has done to play off of one another and how dangerous it is to go and double team one and leave the other one open.
Well, I think you look at it, and I've said this from the get-go, I feel like we've got some of the best wide receiver corps in the country. And we've coached some great ones in the past, and these guys that we have, and nobody mentions James Prochet. James is every bit as talented as Trey, but just Trey is such a savvy football player. But again, what it does is it allows you different options as an offensive and as a play caller. You get to look at opportunities of, when you double one, then one's open, and if you choose to double both, then you got three running backs that are very sound and solid, and we're really proud of all three of Braden West, Xavier Jones, and Kamen Freeman. And Ben Hicks is doing a good job just getting the ball to the playmakers. And so again, there's a lot of weapons that we have, a lot of tools in the toolbox, and we've just got to continue to play consistent. And Ben just needs to understand that and continue to understand, man, just get the ball to the playmakers. You don't have to win the game. Just get the ball to the playmakers and let those guys go to work. And but it's great to see the success that Trey Quinn is having. Obviously a young man that had to sit out last year, and it just really brings so much to our program. He's such a great leader for us. But he does it through his work ethic as well, and he makes Cortland Sutton better. Cortland makes him better, and I think they do all of them do a great job feeding off each other.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Take one more for Coach Morris, please.
And we'll now take our next question from Billy Embody with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. Just wondering if you had updates on how Nick is feeling and Jacob heading into this week and Kevin Johnson, just kind of that trio there.
Yeah, good morning, Billy. We Nick will be probably more of a game time decision. We'll look at him as the course of the week goes. Kevin Johnson will be back. We expect him back. He was ready to go yesterday, and Jacob Tedora will be back as well. So it's good to get those guys back. Nick obviously will be like I said, guy that we'll evaluate through the course of the week and see how it goes.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, thanks so much for your time today. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.
Thank you.